Hey guys, what is up? My name is Alan and welcome back to the Alan Hines YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a look over my Neck FX settings. This is a requested video or even just information in general because a lot of people see my streams or see my videos, see my Neck FX and how it works, and they kind of want them. So this video is going to walk you through how to set up your setup and the kind of logic as to why you'd set up this way. Of course, drifting using Neck FX or even real head motion, any of those kind of head moving cameras, especially when drifting, is super useful for us, especially for those who have static monitors such as a single screen or even sometimes triple screen. Using real head motion or Neck FX allows us to see that a little bit more that we wouldn't get to see otherwise. So let's have a quick look at the settings. I'm going to show you guys, describe them through, just go through them, and yeah, hopefully it helps you guys out. First of all, I use Content Manager. Content Manager is super important. It's the only way you can get Neck FX installed using the custom shaders patch. So we're going to go over here to settings. We're going to select custom shaders patch. You have it selected here already. So to get into Neck FX, just make sure you go down through the extensions, you click Neck FX, make sure in the about and updates you have installed Neck or custom shaders patch. Almost certain all of the new versions of the latest versions of CSP or content custom shaders patch have it, so you shouldn't really have to worry about that. Once you're here in Neck FX, enable it, click active. This allows you to actually use it, so the second you have this enabled, once you start driving, you'll start using the default values. Now the problem with using the default values is the main issue is the look ahead following apexes, and as this suggests, it follows the apex, which for us drifters is pointless. What this does is when you're on big angle, the camera will try to center itself back to straight to look into the apex of the corner. This is perfect if you're racing, to be able to see that a little bit more, you know, let the camera turn right or a little bit left more so that you can see into the corner further. However, for us drifters, we don't even know where we're going half the time, so turn it off, you don't need it, and that's the effect. And this turning this to 0 turns everything off, and this little sector here that you see off, turns it all off. I just turned the tilt split off as well. I'm pretty sure once you kind of go onto angle and stuff, it starts to, or when it tries to follow apex, it tries to tilt the camera around to kind of give you that sense of like, oh, you know, the head is moving left or right. Personally, you know, if you're use the camera view that I use, which is on the roof or any other view, it's pointless. You know, you don't want it to tilt left and right. So that's that. Direction alignment. Again, I've set the velocity to 0. This is related to moving left and right. This is a specific value, especially if you're on a banked circuit. So if you, let's say we'll use an example, Irwindale, which is a drift track in the States, and you're on the bank, and the camera will try to set itself straight. So it takes the angle that you're at and tries to neutralize it so that, you know, you're looking directly straight like your monitor would. However, when you're driving, that's quite annoying because you're expecting, being on a cambered circuit, to be, the camera to also be cambered like you would be in the car. So I turn that off. It's not a nice setting to have. Steering is 50%, so this is how much the camera moves left and right per your steering input. So this is roughly degrees. So this percentage here is degrees. So I have 50 degrees total from left all the way to right, which means it's 25 either way. You can set this value to whatever you want. I set it to 50 because this is what I'm used to, this is what I like, and I feel this is how much it turns. You can set it to 170 if you wish, or you can set it to 148 or 250. However, the issue is the higher you go, the more sensitive the camera becomes to your steering input. So if you turn in, let's say, to 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever clock face you like to use, the camera will take that input and multiply it by however degrees that is, whatever it does in the background. So what happens is when you start wobbling the steering wheel, the camera is going to move a lot, which is not really ideal. You kind of want to keep it as static as possible so that you kind of see where you're going. Likewise, you can set this to 5 degrees, especially if you have triple screens set up. The triple screens lets you to see a lot more anyway, so you can turn a little bit more left, and it just gives you a bit more extra leverage looking left to right. Tilt split, steering tilt split, sorry. This is again related to tilting, so anything to do with steering tilt, I set it to 0. I've gone through these one by one, and yeah, that's what my settings are. I'll throw in some gameplay so you guys can see what my cam actually looks like. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you out using Neck FX. I get a lot of questions why I use Neck FX and not real head motion. My reasonings are simply because it's a little bit more efficient on the CPU. So it relieves some frames, on the RAM. So it lets your computer breathe a little bit more. Not by much. You might gain 1 frame per second. You might gain 0, simply depending on your computer specs. Second thing is, I don't even have to worry about if it's running. I know it's running the second the game starts. That's the beauty with CSP and Content Manager. It works together, it gels together nicely. You can set some stuff to get real head motion to do it, but to be honest, I find that real head motion is now relevant. For me, CSP works out of the box nicely. There is a couple of extra settings in it which out of the box makes it run weirdly, but at the end of the day, it's much better for me, and I feel that it's a great addition to Content Manager, Custom Shaders Patch, and Assetto Corsa in general. So that's it for this video, folks. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, give me some input down below. Maybe you have some settings that you'd like to share, or maybe you have some comments to make on what I suggested. And yeah, talk to you guys very soon. Cheers.